Hey YouTube, this is Corlash1990, and today I have another Sorcery TCG deck tech video. And this video is an update to my Pathfinder deck. I've played a couple games here and there and kind of figured out its weaknesses and its strengths. Bought some cards online and kind of just tweaked it around a little. I still have a lot to do, especially for the Atlas deck. Missing a lot of cards for the Atlas deck, so it's kind of just rudimentary with this what I have. I need more multi-purpose sites like this one here. But anyway, let's get into the deck. I'm not really going to, describe what Pathfinder does. Basically, it just taps, puts a site from the top of your deck out, and then it moves to it for free. And then your Atlas deck is one-ofs. You can't have any duplicates of the cards in your Atlas deck. Basically makes everything unique. So for the most part, the Atlas deck is pretty much the same. I have some new cards. I did some trading as well. One of them being this card here I traded for, which is just awesome. Really cool artwork. Again, it's Brian Smith just killing it with the art as they always do. But it has all the thresholds. Basically, it just gives us a red and a blue, which is what I really care about. Because this deck is just mono, it's red and blue, just mono red and blue, no earth or air. And it provides no mana or threshold if it's not adjacent to the void. With Pathfinder, it's kind of just trailing along, so it will more than likely be on a void, though, if you flip this card randomly late game, chances of it being near a void are not that great, so just kind of keep that in mind. Up here, and again, Oasis, it's our red-blue dual land. I think Crossroads is one of the best sites for this deck. Essentially, when it comes into play, you look at the top four of your Atlas deck and put three of them on the bottom of your Atlas, so it helps fix the randomization of the locations you're flipping, which is Pathfinder's biggest weakness in my opinion. Standing Stones makes everything here spellcasters, which being a burn deck, we need as much range as we can get. Vesuvius, if you have a threshold of 3, you can sacrifice it to do some damage to nearby stuff. River of Flame is a fire spellcaster, which is great. Shifting Sands can be cool and can also do absolutely nothing if you get in play when you don't have any of your deserts out. It does absolutely nothing besides providing a fire threshold. And we have our 3 different deserts. They all do the same thing. When they come in, they do a damage to something nearby. Tadpole Pool is really cool too, but it can also do absolutely nothing because the Genesis, you have to have 3 water threshold when it comes into play. So just keep that in mind. I'm playing these locations because I don't have really any other locations, and kind of you have to play with what you have, right? Maelstrom's awesome. It basically pulls things into its body of water. That and the artwork is sick as all hell. Island Leviathan basically can turn into an 8 power minion if you have a threshold of 8, which, we can do, but the chances of that happening are very unlikely. Undertow, when it comes into play, it can drag stuff near you and within the body of water. Floodpain can flood sites. Iceberg makes minions occupying nearby sites unable to submerge, and they also can't surface. So you can kind of permanently lock something down, at least in the area that you're in, make them move out, resubmerge, and then come back up. It doesn't happen all that much. And wow, the foil is really, really showing right here. But yeah, this is one of the box topper Kickstarter cards. I can't remember. It's in the opening video I posted. But yeah, I'm playing all 4 of the rivers. They're winter, autumn, summer, and spring. And these locations are great when they come into play. Look at the top card of your spellbook and put it on the top or bottom. All 4 of them do that. It's pretty good. Being able to fix your card draw is great. So anyway, that is the Atlas deck. Now we'll get into the actual spellbook. We'll start with all of our fire cards first. And again, this is still in here because this card I think was kind of made for Pathfinder. Cerberus and Chains. 3 cost, 5 powers, really good. It has to be summoned to wherever your avatar is, and basically wherever your avatar moves, this thing will follow it, and it cannot move itself away from your avatar. So think of it just like a big old guard dog. Problems I was having with Pathfinder was that it gets up in your opponent's face and then it just gets smacked around like crazy. So being able to have this is great. I really wish it wasn't a unique. I wish it was an elite so we could play multiple copies of it, but you know, it is what it is. It's a pretty powerful card, so it being unique makes sense more or less. And again, we still have the Ancient Dragon. It's a really good closer, though most games you're not really going to get to that 7 threshold, but if you do, this card will probably just win you the game. It has 6 power, airborne, which is fantastic, and then you can tap, deal 4 damage to each other unit at target location nearby. So being able to burn stuff out, pretty solid. And I also run 2 Bold Demons of Adum. This card's also great, and it thematically fits Pathfinder. So it costs 5 power, and you can tap it, move it 3 steps in a cardinal direction, so straight forward or across. And whenever it enters a location, they strike each untapped unit there. And striking is different than attacking. Striking is basically saying deal direct damage equal to its power to stuff there. That's kind of what it is. So they don't get the, you know, strike back. Yeah, this card's great. Just basically have it follow like behind your Pathfinder or whatever, and boosh, just kind of just go straight through. Play 4 Cauldron Crones. It is a fire spellcaster, and it gives us some board presence, which is something this deck lacks as well. And it does have a Genesis ability. It doesn't happen all that often. If Tadpole Pool gets your little frog tokens, this can just eat them away to draw a spell, which is pretty good because the deck does not have a lot of card draw in it. And then finally, here's one of the newer cards I've added along with Blizzard, which is essentially the same exact card as this, just blue. This is one of the ways we protect our Pathfinder, and thematically, it makes Pathfinder into like a walking storm, which is just great. I think it's thematically very cool. It tells a really cool story. Yeah, cost 1. It's an aura, so you play it in a corner, and it affects all 4 sites. And basically, affected sites and units atop them can't be attacked or intercepted. So it makes it to where your Pathfinder can't be attacked. Moving up to your opponent's face, drop one of these. It can't attack your Pathfinder, so it allows you to play your burn spells and sling your burn spells. Because you don't care about being able to attack or like intercept stuff. That's not what this deck's doing. You're throwing your burn spells at your opponent and burning them out of existence. And this makes it to where your opponent can't attack you back. I have 1 Immolation because it's a unique. It costs 1, and it just straight does 7 damage to a minion nearby. Pretty self-explanatory on that one. 1 cost, 3 fire thresholds, so keep in mind, you have to have 3 fires out. But yeah, pretty much blow anything up. And the next is the burn package for the deck. Some of it anyway, a good chunk of it. So we play 4 Fireball, 4 Minor Explosion. They do exactly what you think they do, especially with the picture. This shoot 3 projectiles in the same direction, 1 at a time. Each deals 1 damage. Good way to clear out little tokens, or just doming the opposing avatar for 3 damage. And it also costs 2, 1 threshold. This costs 3 with 2 threshold. And yeah, it does 3 damage to each unit at target location up to 2 steps away. So pretty good removal. And if there's a bunch of stuff on one location, it kind of just wipes that location clean. Now for the water cards. And there is some burn in here as well as removal. So this is a new addition to the deck as well, because I play enough minions for this to actually matter. So if I ever do play it and it sticks, it's quite amazing. It's a 6 cost, 3 threshold, which is a lot. 3 power, which is, meh. But at the start of your turn, reveal a topmost spell. If it's a minion, you summon it here. So imagine getting like a free dragon or bowls or, great old one, which will probably just win you the game when you play this card. So yeah, Mother Nature is pretty explanatory on that. And then next, the biggest finisher in the deck, and probably the biggest finisher in the game. I know this set has like over 400 some cards, and I have not seen all of them, but I would like to see one that has more than 16 power. Yeah, this card's insane. It submerges, and when it comes to play, you permanently flood the entire realm, including voids. So everything is just water, which then turns your drowns on to just basically kill anything anywhere. I don't know if you really care about that too much when you have a 16 power dude just stomping around. So, yeah, very, very difficult to deal with that unless you just have like straight removal. Two more finishers we have, which is basically our water packages, like our end game finisher type stuff. But we play 2 Diluvian Kraken. It's an 8 cost, 8 power, submerge, tap, surface to strike each other unit nearby. So strike everything around it. Yeah, it's insane. I don't really need to go into detail about that one. Here's another. I can't remember if this is in my old deck or not. I had taken it out and then I put it back in. But Unled Angler, it's kind of cool. It costs a lot for what it does, but it has submerge. And basically at the start of your turn, if it's submerged, you drag stuff to it, and then, you can surface and strike it. So it's luring things in, very fitting for the artwork there. And then, just like Sandstorm, we also now run for Blizzard, essentially the same card. You play it here, and affected units atop them cannot be attacked or intercepted. And then it says at the start of your turn, you dispel it just like Sandstorm does. So again, your Pathfinder is either a walking Sandstorm or a walking Blizzard. Great way to protect it, and it just thematically, it just sounds awesome. It creates a cool story with that as well. And then our final burn card is Ice Lance. Cost 3, 1 threshold. Shoot a projectile, deal 3 damage, then 2 damage, then 1 to units that it encounters along the way. So it hits harder first, and then it gets weaker as it goes on. So we have quite a bit of burn in this deck. It's what, 4, 8, 12, 13 actual like physical burn spells on top of our units that do stuff. So it's quite a bit. And then to round the deck off, just for the time being, once there's more cards, or if I get more cards in my hand, this will probably get cut, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless, especially because water sites like dragging things to it, and that's, well, drown, and then you drown them. Cost 3, submerge target minion or artifact if able. So, yeah, just straight spot removal for those pesky things that we can't deal with. If there's playing minions that are just huge and our burn can't handle it, drag them to your water sites and then drown them out. So anyway, that is the update to my Pathfinder deck. It's running pretty smooth. Like I said, the biggest area for work is the Atlas deck, and I'm working on that. There's a lot of sites in this game that I just don't own. Trying to buy them, responsibly. I'm not trying to give into the whole FOMO of paying these crazy prices that we're seeing on eBay, all that other nonsense. Just wait it out. Beta will be here before you know it, and hopefully that will kind of lower the cost of everything, for everyone. But yeah, this deck is very fun though. It's very different avatar compared to the other avatars. It's a little weird having a starting hand of 3 cards instead of 6, because generally 3 Atlas and 3 spellbooks. You don't have that with this. I need more card draw type stuff in here as well, but a lot of that, it doesn't really fit the theme of the deck, so I'll try to fit it in as I can eventually down the road. But for now, this deck's working. It wins games that I'm playing, so it's obviously doing something right. But I also have an update to my Death Speaker if I could get it. I have an update for this deck as well. I have changed it up quite a bit and added some unique strategies to the Atlas deck for that. And again, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more sorcery stuff and Ashes Reborn and just all-around dead CCG content. And yeah, that's it. So I'll catch you all next time.